And Minister of Finance carried out a study again for last month. And we're talking this time about the increased trade exports. And they came again talking about it. I was reading, but first of all, I was shocked when they said the contributors, electricity was one of them. And I've actually been doing things blindly, not knowing that I'm contributing directly to the exports of this country. That data is also available. I'm not responsible for it. Finance will elaborate on it, how electricity actually contributes to the exports, the growth of foreign earnings to this country. And little did I know today I was going to be invited here. And I came to this complex not actually to discuss industries, and the manufacturers. I came here to discuss how can I answer the questions you have raised. Because I was discussing with the East African Power. And now this comes directly to inform the questions that have been asked. One is adequacy of electricity. I would want to assure everyone who is in this gathering, I have no doubt in my mind, I have adequate electricity to supply the industries. I'm saying this as I accompanied the president to West Nile to commission the grid connection to West Nile. Despite the time I left West Nile, I wanted to pass through Karuma. Karuma has been technically commissioned to generate 660 megawatts. And then I have other plants which are actually functioning. The power now generation in our country has hit 2,000 megawatts, slightly above. And then I actually get worried. What's the demand? What's our peak demand of electricity? It's hardly 900 megawatts. So I'll challenge you now as industrialists. I'm seeing you as the major consumers of electricity. I have excess electricity. So this one should not arise. Secondly, Minister of Finance is telling me I can export. If you don't consume, I'll export. And that's why I chaired a meeting of the East African Power Pool, and I declared to them, I won't trade, I will supply you electricity. So I ask you to challenge me, use the electricity, because I'm now prepared to export if you exhaust what I have. But as a country, we have a dream to have over 52,000 megawatts by 2040. And this one arises from the vast potential of energy resources that we have as a country. We are only now focusing on one energy source, hydro. I will inform you that we have other vast resources. We are moving into solar. We have a vast resource of power, energy in solar. We have geothermal. We have wind. We can also generate using the gas that's going to come out of our petroleum industry development. And I'm not scared because we have uranium I'm venturing to go into nuclear. I'm now challenging the industrialists to actually match what government is preparing for this country in energy supply. So adequacy, I'll assure you of that one. Reliability. Reliability of energy is a growing concern because they are quite contributors to this. One is constant generation. For now, I'll tell you, generation is done and we have the plans to grow it. Reliability, the next thing is we must transmit energy from wherever it is generated to where it is going to be used. We are working on that one. That's why we are selecting specific industrial sites. West Nile is one of those areas which required power because it has got proximity to the market and also a potential for development of the industries. We are connecting adequate power to West Nile. Karamoja has got a big potential for use of electricity. We have delivered a 132 kVA line to Karamoja. The hardships the people of southwestern Uganda are having, the reliable power so far is up to Mbarara. I'm aware Kigesi sub-region is not getting reliable electricity power supply. But government is committed to change the status quo of Kigesi. And I bet before the end of this year, the transmission line to Kigesi, 132 transmission line from Chikagate to Kabale is going to be done. Many of you must have read in the newspapers the threat of people of Kigesi to go to demonstrate. This gives me an opportunity to assure them we are going to cover it. Now, what region doesn't have reliable electricity? Mbale Industrial Park, we are setting up a substation in Mbale, and we are not waiting for that to happen. We have actually got a mobile substation in Mbale for now, but we are not satisfied with that mobile substation. Jinja has got stable electricity. I'm only worried again on Albantai, Hoima, to provide adequate power for the development of our petroleum industry. We are also constructing a line into that area. But I'm also moving forward to improve my trade in electricity. Was the studies to take a 400 kVA to Kenya is complete, and we are connecting a line from Karumai, 400 kVA, moving to the east into Kenya. We have been supplying Kenya with the 132 kVA line. So we are building it to 400 kV. We are building a line to Tanzania, a 400 kVA from Masaka to Tanzania. And sooner than later, we shall be constructing a 400 kVA line to South Sudan. So it means if we don't use it, I would wish to emphasize charity starts at home. But I must be prepared to send whatever excess I have to the region, and that's why we are discussing with the East African power. Those transmission lines are actually preparing us in case of anything. If there are any shortages, I should be also able to import electricity to meet the demand of industrialists. This is the assurance I would wish to give you on reliability. Cost of power. Cost of power for you, the industrialists, would wish your products to be competitive in the East African market. We are developing strategies to make your products competitive, but your challenge also be competitive in the quality. Be competitive in the quality. The price, because electricity is one of the cost centers driving the prices. We have various interventions. The first one is, I want to be competitive in the East African region on my power supply. If I can export it to Kenya, export it to Tanzania, what does it mean to you? Because cost of electricity is attributed to generation cost, transmission cost, and then distribution. If you are going to have one of the measures that we are putting in place is for you to actually tap power directly from the generation. It means you remove the cost of transmission. That tells you where we want to take you on reducing the cost of power. If you are close to a power generation plant, get directly connected. Remove the cost of transmission, and you'll pay the generation tariff to supply your industry. You know, he talks about some industries not being in the park, industrial parks. Let's not dwell on history. Let's look at the realities of today. There is declining power tariffs depending on your consumption of electricity, wherever you will be in this country, whether industrial park or outside the industrial park. The 5 cents which you have been hearing about is not only to industries which are in industrial parks. Wherever you are located, we look at your energy consumption curve. We have a cap point. If you reach some consumption, even if it is outside industrial park, you get the 5 cents. I'll give you an example. Roofing has hit it. Roofing is not in an industrial park, and they are benefiting. Yogi Industries, as you move into to Jinja on Kayunga Road, they are close to hitting it. They are not in industrial parks. They are not in industrial parks. Your consumption will tell us whether you qualify to benefit from it, and government will help you to be there. So let's not just dwell on industrial parks. It is your consumption that will help you to be there. Dedicate the consumption. So we're actually set with that strong desire to make your productive, your products competitive in the region. We shall be addressing the cost of power to the industries. But most importantly, I'm going to throw again a challenge to you. I'm coming up with a law for electricity efficiency and conservation. We don't want wastage of power, and it's going to be a challenge to industrialists. That law will be in place before the end of this financial year. It has passed cabinet. I'm moving to parliament, and I'm very sure when it comes up, because of the strong desire to be competitive in your products, the law is double-sworded. One, it may penalize you for misuse of electricity. If you are going to get the equipment which are not efficient, I will be able to actually detect that you are abusing my power. I want my power to be used efficiently such that you get your products competitive in the market. Use of obsolete equipment is going to be penalized. Infrastructure development. If you are going to have a factory which is dark even during the day, I will know that you are misusing my electricity. I want my electricity for productive purposes. But where nature has got provisions for you to have electricity efficiently used, I will support that. We shall be inspecting your industry. We'll want where there is production, cooling must be natural as much as possible. There should be no use of electricity to cool when you can actually use ventilation to do it. Use electricity for lighting where you can have a translucent roof to bring light in and the windows in your place. We shall be testing your equipment. Use of second-hand things may be things of tomorrow. I'm also venturing to the use of second-hand vehicles. There will be a cut-off point because that's also energy consumption. So that law is also going to be in place soon. So that's the assurance I will wish to make it to you, manufacturers, on the good intentions of government to promote your industrial development and to consume Ugandan goods, but not only in Uganda, but dominating the region with our competitive products. I would wish to end there to answer the questions.